sincerely apology for calling it Strider when it's Striden. I don't know why, but I wrote on my sticky note Strider, and so I kind of fucked up at the beginning of the video. I am so sorry. Today, I am here to bring you guys some key points about a pre-alpha I was a part of recently. I got invited to it, and I was really surprised considering I don't really play first-person shooters these days. I used to play competitively for Call of Duty. I was a part of a guild, but I've not played Call of Duty since Infinite Warfare, which was like 10 years ago. 10 years ago? 9 years ago. My bad. But yeah, like, I was very shocked, but I'm very honored. And I'm gonna bring up some key points that I took from the whole experience. So first and foremost, if you are a PC player, which so far this is only going to be released on PC, get familiar with your keyboard, because there is no controller support currently. And I don't know if they're going to add controller support later in the beta stage, if there is a beta before it gets released, or the release stage, I don't know. I can tell you though, if you are not someone who, like me, alternates between keyboard and controller, you're kinda gonna be screwed. You're gonna have to familiarize yourself with your keyboard so that you can control your character. Otherwise, you're gonna be stuck doing nothing. The next point that I want to bring up is, from my experience, and I'll show some footage here, the servers are a work in progress. The servers are kind of glitchy, a little wonky. I loaded into multiple servers. The only server that was kind of stable was the first server, and it still had some bugs, which I'll get into in a moment. But I really hope they can stabilize them. I know one of the 8 developers, yes I said only 8 developers on this project, he was playing live with people on Steam's Next Fest, which I thought was really cool. He was, you know, playing with content creators and stuff. I thought that was really neat. He was also taking feedback, like constructive criticism, while he was playing with those other people, which is a great thing to be able to take constructive criticism, especially in first-person shooter genre, where people have just gotten so used to people just shitting out the same game every year and telling you to deal with it. So that was a pleasant surprise. Very, very surprised. Very happy with that. So yeah, the servers are a little unstable. My next point is the fact that the gas masks just don't last that long. I hope they rectify this, because it does need some balancing for it really badly. The gas masks, you have to change out the filters every 60 seconds, roughly. Sometimes they lasted less than that, depending on where you were in the map, and then you die. I did it a lot. I did a lot of dying. Just because of gas masks. So if you're outside the stronghold, sorry, I call it a compound, same thing, the stronghold, then you are going to need the gas mask, or else you are going to die. Hopefully that's changed, hopefully it's better balanced, hopefully not the entire map is radioactive, because there are some places next to the strongholds which look fine, but suddenly radiation scanner goes, and then you have to hurry to get back in the stronghold. Which I understand that might be a gameplay mechanic, but it kind of threw me off, especially when the gas masks don't last that long. So, you're supposed to be able to choose weapons and your weapon loadout, and to go with your ammo and everything, which, by the way, there's ammo scattered all across the map. You can collect it all the time. You're supposed to be able to select a loadout for guns, weapons, like grenades, knives, stuff, in your stronghold once you acquire a stronghold for your team. However, it does not work for everybody. From my understanding from other people, other content creators I reached out to, it worked the first day or two because they were really focused on stabilizing the server that day. However, but as like the pre-alpha went on, stuff didn't work as well. I know some people got as far as being able to play the bear, that's I gotta share the clip of that. But they were able to play the bear, they were able to play a moose. As far as, you know, the loadouts and stuff, it does not work correctly. I hope they're able to patch that. I hope they're able to reconfigure it, code it to where it loads correctly every single time instead of just sometimes. Like I said, it's a pre-alpha, so they have plenty of time to continue working on it. And it is a small team, so not everything's expected to be perfect. I say this in case there's a beta release in the future and they allow people to play it again before it officially comes out. If that is still an issue in any future betas or anything, keep in mind it is a small team and they are working on changing a lot of things as they go. Now we'll get into some pluses. I hope they keep like the server setup they have currently where you can choose which server and which country you play in. I think that will be very friendly to people who have friends in other countries. It'll make it a lot simpler for people to just choose who they want to play with, log on the server, all that stuff. The second thing I hope they get is the ability to play as a bear. I think it is really silly and really goofy, and it is fantastic. I love it. I love seeing clips of the few other content creators who joined. I think it's hilarious. I told a friend about it and they were like, oh yeah, that kind of makes sense because it's the Cold War, it's taking place in Russia, and people joke all the time and stereotype that the only thing in Russia is beautiful women, bears, and moose. So, the fact that they kind of played on that stereotype kind of makes it funny. I hope that stays. I honestly I don't know what else to say. Playing a bear is pretty cool. I hope they can keep those things, and I hope that they continue with the process, and I really hope this game succeeds in at least making it to production. I think it has a lot of promise. The graphics look awesome, especially for being a pre-alpha, and I hope it does well.